So I went to India and I was on the River Ganges, like celebrating the 10 years of having Travel Matters. And I think when you hit milestones, it's kind of good to reflect and then have aspirations as to where you're going in life. And so I was kind of feeling thankful for the 10 years of the business. And I'm thinking, okay, what does the next 10 years look like? And I had a bit of an epiphany moment. Travel Matters. What have I got to do? I'm going to make travel matter, and it wouldn't go away. So that's what I did. I came back from India and did all I could to understand how making travel matter could look. So we put quite a lot of content onto the website and try to make it part of our DNA, part of our value system as a business, how we can, make travel matter. So that's ensuring that our corporate social responsibility policy is in place, just as well as trying to engage our customers into thinking how they can make their travel matter.
Yeah, and I think it's so important. I think we're all a little bit more in tune to that now. And if we're going to choose a travel company to book with, if for me personally, if they've got this kind of thing at the forefront of their being, then they care and I care, and I feel like my money's going into the right place. But actually, really, the fact that you said you started this 13 years ago was quite ahead of its time. I mean, sadly, it was ahead of its time because we should have been thinking about all of this way earlier. But yeah, I guess, did you find when you started it, there were people didn't quite understand what you were coming from, like your customers, or was it not something that they were kind of considering when they're booking a trip to make these sustainable choices? Is it more so now?
Yeah, I think definitely when I first started it, I felt a bit of a loner. Yeah, it's like, what do you want to get into talking about all that for, So yes, it was a bit ahead of its time, but great that I've been able to spend the last 13 odd years influencing not just consumers, but other travel businesses. And certainly during the pandemic, when we weren't able to take any bookings or, no one was traveling, it's like, well, what have I got to do? What all I can do is just learn more, educate myself more about sustainable travel, and look at the sustainable development goals, try and understand those and see how we can interweave those into the business as well, and encourage other travel businesses to do the same. So there's been some wonderful things that have been going on over the last 20 months that have really had this shift, and I'm glad to feel that Travel Matters has been part of that movement.
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing. And for someone who is obviously very well traveled, you work in the industry, you're very passionate about the industry, are there any destinations that you can recommend, to your customers to go to that are doing it right, that are ahead of the game, or that you feel, are looking after their destination better than maybe somewhere else would be?
Mm-hmm. I think generally most countries are trying to do everything right. That it's going to depend on the tourism ministers of the countries, if they even exist. It's not like every country has a tourism minister, and you're going to get some countries, perhaps more richer countries, that have got larger budgets to create a nice slick marketing campaign with fancy video and photographs, and I think it's all about just being really mindful in wherever you're traveling to. There's not really oh yes, this is the best country that one, no. I mean, there are certain countries that have created targets like or measurements like Bhutan or Slovenia Finland, Norway, you know, but hey, you know, it's some of the poorest of the poor countries that aren't even really the culprits of, you know, carbon emissions and stuff. So, you know, I'm thinking Africa and Asia, you know, they too are champions, right? So, you know, the topic at the moment with COP26, you know, everyone's talking about sustainability, but we've always just tried to give tips and nudges and not be at all preachy, you know.